Hey guys, Dan here, and in this video, we're going to be covering your in-body scans and how actually to read them. Now, as you can see, I've got a PDF up from our body scans, and that's very easy to find. You go to your app, like so. You go to details, you scroll all the way to the bottom, and you'll see this little thing here, which you just click, and it will come up with your scans. Okay, so we're going to talk about this body scans. For reference, this person, I can't show you their details for obvious reasons. There's a 50-year-old lady. So we've got to combat hormones. We need to look at this on a 4 weekly cycle and not week to week. So the first important thing to talk about, and I'm not going to coach you in this video, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to talk about it. Now, you've got weight here, which is 72.1, and this will fluctuate massively. You've got muscle mass, which is 25.2, and we want to see this muscle mass go up. And we've got the body fat, which will go down. So we've got here, let me get my pen. So we've got muscle mass here, and we want to see this go up. So this way. Weight, we don't really care what it does. And this one we want to see go down. Okay, for 99% of you, this will be what you're after. Muscle mass up, so it's coming this way. Body fat going down, and your weight can go up, it can go down. It will do both. It doesn't matter. This is pretty irrelevant. Okay. What we've got up here is we've got total body water weight. Now, for you females, this is what is going to affect. Let's draw it around. It's going to affect this. Your water is going to affect your weight, and it's going to adjust massively. Like it can adjust based on salts, how much salt's in your food, what time of the month it is, where your hormones are at, whether you've trained or not. And if you've gained muscle, your water's also going to go up. So this isn't something to worry about. This is something just to keep an eye on. If we start seeing it go up to like 37 for this lady's case above here, then maybe we need to look into it. Is it that maybe she's got an infection or something? I actually go and see the doctor. I can't tell you that, but it tends to be the case. If it's starting going too low, are we drinking enough? It's not just about what you drink here. This is affected by a number of different things. Okay. So what we've also got is you've got proteins. Now, this is your muscle without water. So our muscles contain like a sarcoplasm which contains loads and loads of water. Now, when we drain our muscle from water, here we're holding 25.2 kilos of muscle with water. This is 9.1 of pure muscle, no water. So in this case, this is where they want this lady to be at, and she's above that number. So this is great. We then come down, we come to minerals. Minerals effectively means bone density. Okay. Now, especially for this lady, she's 50, so she's in an area where she needs to be really, really conscious of that kind of stuff. What we want to do is see this number be as high as possible. So the higher this number is, the stronger your bones are going to be. And we tend to find protein and minerals work together. Okay. Now, in this case, she's above this number again, 2.98. She's at 304. So this is great as well. We then come to body fat, and for 99% of people, this is going to be higher than the number they suggest. Now, this is one because this is the World Health Organization, and that takes into account all different ethnicities, such as Chinese, Japanese. They tend to be that kind of culture tends to be smaller in build. So it is taking that into account. So although I would never be after someone to be hitting these sort of numbers, we do need to, in this case, we want to get this down. And this lady is after weight loss anyway, or fat loss. So that's fine. Now, it's not about what this number says today, is it? It's about what it says in 12 weeks, 24 weeks, that kind of stuff. I'm just going to clear this so, we can see what's actually going on. Hopefully that makes sense and starts breaking down what's going on with the body composition analysis. This box here gives you all the info you need. Okay. Water weight, protein, minerals, and fat. Look at this. You look at this. This tells you what's going on behind the scenes. This makes sure everything's right. And we don't even bother with this. Okay. We then come to our muscle fat analysis, which we talked about earlier. And then we come to the bit I see everyone panic about, which is your obesity analysis. This little bit here. Now, BMI, sorry if you work for the NHS, but it's a load of rubbish. It doesn't take into account any muscle, and it's not taking into account that you're training. This, for myself and Chris, tells us we're both obese. And that's because our muscle's high and our weight's high. Weight divided by height equals BMI. So let's not even look at this. I'm not fast. Percentage body fat, it's going to be affected by these two numbers here. If your muscle goes up, your body fat percentage is going to go down. But if your muscle goes down, your body fat percentage is going to go up, even if you've not gained any any body fat. So let's all make an agreement with each other that we don't actually worry about this. Okay? Irrelevant. We use this and the one above. Okay? With that, we're then going to get better results and more consistent. We're not going to beat ourselves up, which I see a lot of. We're then going to come to these little men here. And what we can see, is segmental lean analysis. Let's break that down. It means muscle, okay? Muscle. And segmental fat analysis means fat. We'll keep it simple like that. Muscle, fat. How much muscle are we holding and where are we holding it? How much fat are we holding and where are we holding it? For this lady, really, really strong in the upper half. We can see that in the arms, the legs, the left and right arm. This is not an imbalance. This is great. It's 0.4. That's nothing. That's great. So these are great. Off. This core area is your trunk area. And for her, it's also great. And then her legs are a weakest part, 6.71, 6.72, but no imbalances. So good. The goal is to get all these things that say normal into the over category. Okay. And that means you've got more muscle in that area than you need. And therefore, you've got more minerals in that area than you need. It's all about muscles contain minerals, which is really, really beneficial to you. And when we're over, we've got more minerals to the area than we actually need, which means we're working optimally in that area, which is great, 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 great. This is a guide. Once again, it's not 100%. It is 98% accurate. But what it is important is it's giving you a guide and it's telling you what's going on. Same with the body fat. Here, it tells us where we're holding body fat, where we're not holding body fat. So, for example, this person is top heavy. They hold more muscle in their upper half. They hold more body fat in their upper half. They've got more body fat than they need in that area. Now, that's absolutely fine. I don't know where this person is at in their journey, nor does it matter. But what does matter is that you can see where it's coming off, if that makes sense. And if you compare week to week, you'll be able to see where it's coming off. And we'll get onto comparison in a minute because makes a big difference in what's going on. But hopefully that makes sense about these two little men stick figures. Now, this here, if you said to me, what is the one reading on here? Christ, I need a pen. What is the one reading on here that determines health? Now, it'd be very hard to put it on one thing, but visceral fat is very, very dangerous. Now, we have a scale here. Level 10 and below is where we want to be. Where we see most people when they walk into the gym is up here, level 16, 17, 18, maybe level 20. Now, This client has been progressively going down, which is good to see. And the goal is to get this below level 10. Visceral fat is the dangerous fats which causes issues. So we want to get that down. And that effectively, there is no secret to getting it down. It just comes down with body fat. Okay. So if your reading is above level 10 right now, you know your goal. Get the body fat down a little bit. Whether it's a case of I want to lose weight to look better or I want to lose weight to um, feel better, this should be the most important reading on here. The waist to hip ratio is going to go up, especially if you're in your 50s. That's something not to worry about, really. Obviously, that will come down as your fat goes down. And then looking here, upper body, you don't need to worry about this now. You don't really need to worry about this. You do need to worry about this. All this stuff I wouldn't worry about either. It's just giving you a checklist on what's actually going on here. Now, research parameters. Now, this is where what we do is different to just a calorie calculator. Basal metabolic rate is how many calories you burn at rest without getting out of bed each day. If you laid down all day, didn't move, didn't talk, didn't eat, didn't do anything, this person would burn 1,348 calories without moving. For some of you, you're like, no, you wouldn't. Trust me, you would. Like, there has to be a certain amount of calories in your body, a certain amount of calories just to function each and every day. The more muscle you hold, the higher this number goes. So if this person was to gain muscle in her legs or something like that, maybe it would go up to 1,500. And this is where the majority of you associate getting older with your metabolism slowing down. It's because you lose muscle, and if you lose muscle, you don't burn as many calories. So for this person, I would say, oh, we need to just gain a bit more muscle, and that will help you long term burn more calories. The more calories you're burning, the easier it is to lose weight. We've then got fat-free mass is how much weight this person is holding that isn't body fat, which is a good number. So well done. Obesity degree, we don't really worry about this. SMI, we don't really worry about this. It talks about your recommended calorie intake. What you need to do now, if you haven't, is message your coach, message probably Dan if it's you've just moved in, or Chris, and say, what should my calories be? This number here is based off an average. We want to work it out off how we work numbers out. And that's a little bit more tailored to you rather than just taking it off a sheet. So now message us, literally right now, pause the video, message us if you haven't, if you don't know what they should be or what you should be. It might be that you're not tracking calories right now, and you can work that out. Now, this is where things get interesting. What we are going to do is we're going to compare our scans. The majority of you compare the 7th with the 14th with the 21st with the 28th. Does that make sense? So the 7th of September, the 14th of September, the 21st September, and 28th September. And that's where you're going wrong, and that's why you beat yourself up. What you need to do, if we say this is September, all these off, and then we have October. What we want to see, rather than comparing this to this, is this to this, this to this, this to this, this to this. And the reason I say that is if you're female or even male, if you're comparing this to this, if you're female, you've got hormones going on, you've got cycles going on, whether you're going through the menopause, whether you're perimenopause, postmenopause, or just in your 20s or 30s, with normal cycles, you're gonna beat yourself up about the fact that it's changing all the time. Hormones on scans can sometimes appear as body fat. It's just how it appears. I'm not going to get into the science about how the body scanner works. I can do that in a different video if that's what people want. But it effectively appears the same. So if you've got a lot of hormones going on at the moment on a certain week, then maybe just miss that week for scans. I know I said this to a client the other day. And if you're comparing month to month, you're comparing that same point in a month. It's like doing a science experiment and you're comparing one experiment with another experiment. No, you compare the same experiment with a slight adjustment. We'll compare in a month's time, a month's time, a month's time, a month's time. And that's why we do the 6 week trials or whatever you want to call them or on the membership. Start comparing monthly. No matter where you are, especially if you're female, no matter where you are with your hormones, you more than likely need to compare monthly. I know you're going to ask me, what about the guys? I would do it the exact same thing because weight loss doesn't happen overnight. It happens over a period of time, or muscle gain doesn't happen overnight. It happens over a period of time. So what we're going to do is takeaways from this is we're going to start scanning. If we're scanning weekly, we compare monthly. If you're scanning, if you're looking for muscle gain, you're going to scan monthly. And if you're maybe a bit more experienced and you've been in Ford for a little while, you're going to scan every 2 weeks or 4 weeks, your choice, but you're going to compare to the same point. Hopefully this video has helped you understand what is actually going on with your body scans rather than just guessing and stuff like that. Always just message your coach if you've got questions and we'll get back to you. And I'm going to put this video out to you guys straight away so you have it. Cheers.